Okay, good afternoon everybody. This is a presentation on the wider practice and professional development. Okay, my journey. I started working at Victon in 2013 and I started out as a learning support practitioner. Life was easy, it was calm and it was safe. And I got asked to start teaching in 2014. I didn't actually start teaching until the year 2017, and at first the waters were very choppy, and I did capsize a couple of times, but they say that calm waters don't make a skilled sailor, so that's something I've tried to help keep me going. So 2017 was quite a hard year. 2020 has been a lot calmer, thanks to the Cert Ed. I'm starting to feel more like a teacher, stronger, braver and more skilled every day. Not every day is plain sailing, but more often the calmer water appears. Okay, what do I do? I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with the term polymath, but polymath is something that you need to be to teach in foundation learning. Polymath is someone with multiple skills and interests, and someone who refuses to settle down, pick one career or hobby. And that is something that I found familiar with everybody that I work with in foundation learning. They don't seem to specialise, but they have to have lots of skills and interests. So in foundation learning, I teach woodwork, dog care, farming, horticulture. I teach practical skills, maths, English, enterprise, health and safety, employability, and a number of other life skills. So lots of different hobbies, lots of different interests. Okay, on reflection, when I stand back and look, lifelong learning means that there's a long road ahead, and to be kind is really important, because at first kindness can be misinterpreted as a weakness, but something that I've learned is that on the days when it's very tough, you have to be kind to yourself, and that is something I've got good at, and so that's made me braver and stronger. One of the best ways to reflect is to look how far you've come and see your progress and see the web that has been spun, and that's something that's really important to do. Okay. My day. So this is all the things I do in a day, and they're in different percentages. The majority is teaching, but there's planning, assessments, registers, schemes of work, marking, CPD, researching, meetings. So it actually has exceeded 100%. So something that's really, really important is, as a professional, is to manage your time, manage your rest period. Okay, what makes the professional teacher? Three main things: subject expertise, so you've got to know your subject. You've also got to be committed to your continued professional development and upskilling, relearning, sharing, those things will make the professional teacher. Okay, the professional values and standards are within these three things, so professional skills, professional knowledge, understanding, and also professional values and attributes. You have to be really familiar with your code of conduct, not only what the government set out, but also at your establishment. And you have to abide by these and be committed to these. Okay, philosophy. When you're a teacher, you have something called vocationalism, and that's your belief and what you value. And on reflection and things that I've learned, I've really become familiar with the work of Dewey, and that's how I identify my practice. And that's about making teaching socially relevant, problem solving, and really involving the learners in the learning process. So a real shared partnership. If I'm thinking about my ideology, I'm thinking of progressionism, and I'm also thinking of reconstructivism, based purely on the nature of my learners and the courses that we deliver. So that's given me my sort of philosophy in education. When considering the timeline and changes to professional conduct and accountability, the special educational needs timeline is actually quite frightening, and it wasn't very long ago that actually teaching was available for people with a learning difficulty or special need, but due to the Care Act 2014, provisions for vulnerable adults and safeguarding are things that have really changed and for the better. So believe it or not, safeguarding is relatively new, and those changes have brought about better working practices, better professional behaviours. Okay, quality assurance and quality improvement. So, the stakeholder that assesses our learning is actually City and Guilds. They guarantee the integrity and value of the qualifications throughout their life cycle. The quality is embedded in the design and delivery of qualifications and programmes, and they work with us to ensure that the quality is high. Bicton has processes and policies of their own, and there is a process to this. So we have standardisation, moderation, and then verification. So the quality processes, we train the markers to mark, we have standardisation days, we have feedback from our external verifiers, and the standardisation is where you double mark, having standardisation days. Then you have the moderators, which are your internal verifiers, so managers checking everything, and then the verification, so that's checking the checkers, checking twice, maybe more than that, to really make sure that standards are equal and the same across the board and at the right level. This ensures that our stakeholders have confidence in the quality of our teaching, and also that our students and customers have satisfaction from the qualification. Okay, how do we improve the quality? The quality is constantly being improved. Qualifications are constantly being reviewed to check that they're sustainable, to check that they're current. We have standardisation days, we have quality improvement days, quality improvement plans, mandatory training, observations, continued professional development, audits, but the main thing is focusing on our strengths, but also really focusing on what needs to be developed. And from that, we then progress and improve. Okay, how do the evidences prove? Sampling schedules and assessment planners. We have evidence of training and endpoint assessments. At Bicton, we have something called the SARS, which is our section annual review, whereby we review courses, we look at data, we look at results, we evaluate, and we ask for feedback as well. So the evidence is there and it's reviewed. Okay, my reflections. Do I feel that this is a good way are we doing the service? From teaching for the last year and a half, I actually really like the City and Guilds because I feel that it allows you to be professional. You have the autonomy in your teaching that you can be creative, and you can design courses to meet the learner's needs. You can really individualise your differentiation, and you can be really creative with what you're doing on your course. I feel like the assessment is excellent for learners. It ties in with my beliefs and my ideology, which is great. However, to make it better, I feel that there could be better standardisation in terms of worksheets so that it limits or increases the time for planning and reduces workload for teachers. So that's something that could be better. But again, that autonomy of being able to design your own worksheets can be good as well. Okay, thank you for listening.